Oh, hey there! Didn't expect to see anyone else here. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be at work? Just kidding, we all know that you just woke up. Well, since you're already here, grab a coffee, pull out a chair, because I'm about to give you an update on today's latest news on the first ever episode of News at Noon. So, on today's episode, Trump finds himself in more controversy as outlines of tax fraud allegations begin to surface. Trump Corp and Trump Payroll Corp have both been accused of tax evasion by keeping their high-paying executives off the books to help them avoid paying the necessary taxes. In conspiracy news, the internet is pushing the narrative that the attack on House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's husband was committed by his gay lover in Pelosi's San Francisco home early Friday morning. The suspect, DePape, broke into a glass door and assaulted Paul Pelosi with a hammer. Many theories have latched onto the recording of the 911 call where Pelosi is heard referring to DePape as a friend. And have you ever wondered whether the color of your skin determines whether or not you get into college? According to a Harvard study, approximately 40% of colleges factor in race in their college applications. The reason for this is to build a quote-unquote diverse class. The Supreme Court has challenged whether or not this is constitutional. In Brazil, President Jair Bolsonaro has decided not to publicly announce his presidential loss until Tuesday. This comes amidst doubts of whether or not the far-right nationalist will accept his defeat to rival competitor Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva. Talk about a sore loser. This has kept the entire country of Brazil on edge as people fear for the political instability. JP Morgan has recently been working on a solution for the landlords for tenants to pay directly through their online app. This will make the rent collection process a lot more simplified for homeowners and tenants. JP Morgan invested in creating a better digital experience and has led them to spend more than $12 billion a year on technology. Gone are the days of leaving voicemails and unanswered emails to tenants who haven't paid rent yet. In tragic news, more than 130 people have been found dead after the cable bridge collapses in India's Gujarat state. The bridge has been undergoing maintenance and repairs for the past several months and was only recently opened to the public last week. The Indian state government has opened a criminal investigation inquiry into the agency that was responsible for maintaining the 19th century bridge after it had collapsed under the weight of hundreds of visitors. Videos have surfaced online and on social media showing the bridge swaying as people were walking on it until it ultimately collapsed under the immense stress. Search and rescue efforts have persisted throughout the last couple days, and the Indian state has promised to reward the equivalent of $4,900 to the families of those who had died in the disaster. And as we continue with the scuffle between Russia and Ukraine, on October 31st, there were reports of ships bringing grain out of the Ukrainian ports, suggesting that Moscow has not reimposed the blockade that might cause world hunger. Russia continues to rain missiles down on Ukraine in renewed air attacks, while Ukrainian officials say that the energy infrastructure was hit, including hydroelectric dams, knocking out power and heat for millions of Ukrainian residences. Ukraine's military has reportedly shot down an impressive 40 out of 50 of the Russian missiles. However, the Russian missiles that were able to find a target has left about 80% of Kyiv without running water. Ukraine and Russia are amongst the world's largest exporter of grain and food, and a disruption to that food supply would potentially lead to a world hunger crisis. Russia's blockade on Ukrainian exports previously sent global wheat prices soaring by more than 5% in a single day. Russia also has made claims that Ukraine is developing dirty bombs. However, the claims are believed to be mostly baseless, as Russia has failed to provide any evidence of such weapon development. Well, that's it for today, so get back to work or whatever the heck you were doing, because that's the news at noon. See you back tomorrow, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.